You're watching Explore Tulsa.
Tony, one of his big things, he'll come in and look at the helmet wall and he said, we need more helmets. And the helmet wall's as big as it gets. Tony Holden in 2006 decided to open it up as a museum and got a hold of me. He's a third cousin of mine, so got a hold of me and said, hey, let's do this. And he owned probably 12 bikes plus a Steve McQueen collection, which used to be kind of the centerpiece of our museum until we sold it, and then we kind of focused on Evil after that. But he wanted to do something for the town. He's originally from Miami and lives based out of Tulsa now, but he wanted to do something for our town. He had probably 10 or 12 bikes plus a Steve McQueen collection, and that was in May of 2006 is when we opened. But he kind of was displaying them in the front showroom to the public, but the public couldn't come in. But then in May of 2006, we actually opened it up where the public could come in and see it, and then we put a store with it. The British bikes are awesome. I mean, that's the Triumphs and stuff like that's always been a focus, but really just anything with a good story and with it. We've got the one behind you is a Yamaha street tracker. It was jumped in the 1960s or 70s by Johnny Cowboy Hall. He was actually from Tulsa. He was out jumping around on it, but it was a 650 compared to what Evil was jumping 750s. But he set 3 world records with that bike. And then we got a 1917 Harley. It was found in a field down by Bernice and restored. Mr. Shin's bike is what it's called. It's got a pretty neat, unique, long story with it. And we have the original sidecar that came with it, and the sidecar's not been restored. It's still rusted and old. So, but yeah, we got several. In the Evil room, we've got his super van is the centerpiece. It was used for his rocket at the Snake River Canyon jump. It used to haul it, but it was also mission control, where they had the control boards and stuff in there, and that's what they hauled it around in. We've got his X-rays that show his personal X-rays that show all the bones he broke, 35 of them to be exact. So he always said he broke every bone in his body, but he said, I don't know. He always said, I didn't know if I did, but I know I broke 35. So we've got all kinds of neat stuff in there that was his belt buckle, license plate, his Montana Hall of Fame plaque, original drawings for the lunch pail that was popular back in the 70s. He was out here in 2005 at the Buffalo Bike Run. There used to be a big bike run at the Buffalo Run Casino, and Tony met him then, brought him out there to that, and they became friends. And they stayed friends all the way till his death in December of 2007. And then after that, Tony started acquiring most of the stuff in the family. I think Evil kind of led the way, you know, and boy, they were using those street bikes, and it was just the daredevil thing, you know, being, I don't know, it was crazy that they did it. I mean, even women got into it, you know, and then the one guy was jumping from ramp to bare ground, and that was, I forgot his name, but I don't know what got him into it. I think Evil led the way on being that daredevil, being that, you know, or he called himself the last American gladiators. Well, you know, we started small. We only had the few bikes in the McQueen collection, and then we kind of got more into the memorabilia, because we didn't really start out with all the memorabilia you see in here. And we kind of wanted to tell the stories a little more with the memorabilia, like the helmet wall, which we have over 100 helmets on that wall, which shows the evolution of the helmet from early, you know, turn of the century all the way till present day, really. I mean, so we wanted to tell the story with the photos and all the memorabilia that we have throughout the museum, and that's kind of how it got set up. And then the gas station, and kind of, you know, what you would have seen in the 1950s, riding your bike down a dirt road, you know, pull over and get gas. We're always interested in more vintage bikes. They're just getting harder and harder to find. I think we're definitely wanting more of those, you know, anything from the 30s, 40s, especially Indians. Indians are great, and Harleys too, but, you know, we're always interested in that. As far as the foreign tourists, we get a lot of foreign tourists come through. They rent their bikes in Chicago and they'll ride all the way to LA. And so and we're in most travel guides now, Route 66 guides. And we're hooked up with several tour groups. And so we probably, gosh, I don't know how many groups we get a year, 70, 80 groups come through. You could have anywhere from only 5 or 6 bikes all the way up to say 40 or 50. So we get some big ones. And the local, we're loved here in town that I know of. I mean, it seems like you know, everybody knows us. Everybody knows where to send people when they're looking for even just Route 66 collectibles.